we're on philosophy on the topic of what makes a society just and fair, right? And we're on the philosopher Karl Marx, and we just talked about how a lot of times in liberal colleges, Karl Marx is the only philosopher they talk about, or the main philosopher they talk about. But his philosophy was economic equality. He didn't believe in capitalism, because he saw the people in capitalism, the people who owned the businesses made all the money while the workers did all the work. Okay. Just from that alone, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Business owner makes more money, and the workers make less money. What's the problem with that? Is that fair? Is that a fair society? Where one guy, say for example, this guy makes $1 million a year. These guys make $50,000 a year. Is that fair? In a just society where everybody has to eat, everyone has to take care of their kids, everyone has to take care of their family, it's not fair. But in this situation, who came up with the idea for the business? This guy. Who invested the initial money to build the factory, to buy the materials? Who may have gone into debt? Who may have gone into negative money? Who may have spent millions of dollars in loans and borrowing in his own money to start the business? This guy? No, this guy. If the company fails, who loses everything? This guy. So it's not fair, because this guy is taking all of the risk, spending all of the money, and if the business succeeds, he stands to make more money, but he also took more of the risk. This person, on the other hand, risked nothing. Just got hired. They just got hired. They risked absolutely nothing, invested absolutely nothing, had no ideas, can walk in basically as zombies. I want you to take this phone case, put it in the machine, stamp it, and put it over here. Just zombie it all day long. And if those don't sell, you still get paid. Is that fair to this guy? No. It's not a fair society. But it's a society where some people who are more aggressive, who have better ideas, who are willing to invest their own money, can have a chance to make more money, but they also risk everything to do that. Well, this person doesn't risk anything. And if this company fails, what does this person do? Find a new job. Just go to a new company, a new millionaire business, and get a new job. Correct? Yes. Okay. But Karl Marx is saying, in a fair society, both these guys should make the same amount of money. So in Karl Marx ideas, Karl Marx's idea is based on the government idea of socialism and communism, that says that you're supposed to take all the money that all these people make, add it up, divide it by how many people work there, and they all get equal portions of the money. So they all share in it. So basically, the business owner will make exactly how much factory workers make, who will make exactly how much the janitors make. So say, for example, you took all the money the company made. Say the company made $3 million. And you'd have to divide it by however many workers, 100,000 workers. And that's how much money each person would get. So the janitor, the workers, and the owner of the business would take out of the company the same amount of money. Is that being just and fair? Why?
Because the person who had the original idea gets less money, gets the exact same amount of money that
right.
People who barely do anything.
And does it take into account, does everybody in the company work just as hard, is just as good of a worker? produces just as much as the other person. No, right? It doesn't take into account some of the people in the business might be extremely lazy, and some of the people in the business might be extremely hardworking, right?
Yeah.
Let's take this for an example. We went over this once before too. Let's take this a step back. Okay. Say, for example, you are in a standard school with grades. Grades are A to F, right? You have a test coming up. The test comes out. The test is kind of hard, say calculus or philosophy or geography or whatever the test. You have a test. Say there is, let's see, what's a good number for 25 kids in the class? Okay. Out of the class, on the test, 5 people got A's, 5 got B's, 5 got C's, 5 got D's, and 5 got F's.
25 kids in the class.
Right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right? Made it easier that way. That's why I did it that number. Okay? Why did these people get A's? They studied hard. They busted their ass to get the A. Why do these people get F's?
Because they didn't try at all.
They made no effort, most likely, not at all. They didn't look at it. They didn't read the book. They didn't study. They didn't do the homework. They didn't do anything. What do these people do? C. They did something.
Knew the concept, but
They did the bare minimum work to be average, right? This would be a capitalist society where your grade is based on how hard you work. The harder workers get higher grades. In the case of a business, they get higher amount of money. The ones who don't put in any effort at all get the lowest grades, right? In Karl Marx society of equal opportunity, what did he say? Economic equality, where everyone gets the same, the teacher would say, here's the grades. The average of all these grades is a C. Everybody gets a C. The whole class, everyone gets a C. Is that fair?
No.
Why?
The hardworking people that got A's now get their grades dropped.
These guys are punished, and these guys are rewarded for absolutely nothing. What happens now on the next test? These people right now will get pissed off, right? These people will go and say, what the hell, right? So what happens on the next test, Alex?
Next test, the people who got A's and B's will try less hard to get the
Yeah.
A's because they just know they're going to get awards for it in the end.
Right. These people on the next test are going to try less. They're not even going to try as hard anymore. Why? Their time is wasted, right?
Yeah.
Are these people going to try harder?
No,
They're not going to do nothing.
they're like, oh, I got a C for doing absolutely nothing. Keep doing that.
So say the next test comes out. The next test comes out, and everybody on top says, I'm not going to study that hard anymore. So the next test comes out.
2 A's.
There are 0 A's.
2 B's.
Maybe there's 5 B's. Maybe there's 10 C's. Well, let's not even do that. That probably wouldn't even happen. 5 C's. What am I doing? Another C and F. And let's say there is 5 A, B, C, D, E. What are you talking about? So I get 5, 10, and then say there is 10 D's, and then 5 F's. Why are there no A's this time?
Because they didn't try as hard.
Why would they? Why would you want to study your ass off just to get a C? So then this happens. What ends up happening is teacher looks at the grades. The average is around a D. Everyone gets a D. This person, or these people up here are like, yeah, there's no sense in me trying, right? Now these people down here are like, hey, what happened? Why did I get a C this time? You guys put no effort in. You guys put no effort in. Of course the grade's less. These people aren't holding you up anymore. So what ends up happening the next test? Or 3 or 4 tests down the road? This is the problem with Karl Marx's idea. This is the problem with Karl Marx's idea. This is the problem with socialism. This is the problem with communism. Next test comes along, no A's, no B's, no C's, and the average grade is an F. There is no incentive to work. Nobody tries. Nobody does anything because you're only punished for trying. If these people are pulling you down, it's only punishment for trying. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? Any questions about that? Okay. We did this once before too, but I'll review this again with you one more time. Let's take this in regards of a business. Say you're in the business of making chocolate bars. Okay? You have one company that makes a chocolate bar that's to die for. It uses all the best ingredients, the most expensive ingredients, and when you bite into it, it tastes like heaven, right? But this candy bar costs $20 each, right? Like, I'm not even going to say a brand name. This company, these are different companies, candy bar companies. This company makes a good candy bar. Good ingredients, okay? Kind of costly ingredients. It tastes super yummy, but it only costs $10 a bar. Okay? This company uses mediocre, like average. I wouldn't even say this is probably Hershey's, because Hershey's even got worms in some of the chocolate. So they use kind of garbage ingredients. Hershey's, I would say, is just above the shittiest one possible, but say it's average. This one costs $5 a bar. And then you have one company that just produces a crappy with old ingredients, expired ingredients. And this bar is only in the dollar store for $1 a bar. Okay? Why is this one more expensive? It tastes better. It's far better ingredients. It's better quality control. The company puts more heart into it. It's more expensive to make. Do you have to buy this one? No. What if somebody wants to buy this one? Can they buy it? Yeah. If someone wants a very expensive candy bar and they have the money, they can buy it. You don't have $20, you don't have to buy it. You can buy the average one. But if you want a really good candy bar from a really good company with really good ingredients, maybe this has vitamins in it where it actually makes you healthier. If you're willing to pay for it and you have the money, God bless you. But this company puts in more effort and deserves more payback, right? In Karl Marx's Equal Society, all the candy bars cost $7. So now this crappy candy bar that's got rotten food in it, rotten nuts in it, rotten chocolate with even worms in it, now all of a sudden gets that much money. And this guy, what has happened to this guy? His price has to drop. If your price has to drop because Karl Marx says so, can you continue to use the best ingredients, put the vitamins in there, use the best chocolate, the best milk? You're going to lose money if you keep using the best ingredients. So by definition, you have to make a worse product. You have to decrease the quality. You have to Like in the school thing with A's, B's, C's, and D's, you have to try less. So it encourages the company to do less, to produce a crappier product. So the product will be reduced, and this product will get worse. This product doesn't have to get better because it's making money regardless. This company is actually stealing now money because it's getting extra money for crap. But eventually, this company either goes out of business, either goes out of business, or they have to reduce the quality of the product to equal the price. This is what they call in the government price fixing. When the government fixes a price and says that's all you can charge, all of a sudden the quality of the good ones get reduced to match the price. That's what happens in price fixing. Right?
People you're yelling at price gouging.
And the ones down here, price gouging, yeah.
People are yelling at others, you're price gouging.
But that's what ends up happening. In a fair society, there is no encouragement to produce a better product, to try harder at work, to do better in school. There's no incentive. So the whole society gives up.
It's like that one saying.
The company owner gives up, people will give up. What are you going to say?
It's like that one saying where it says like freedom ain't free. This is fairness ain't fair.
Right. Yeah, fairness is not fair. Like, yeah, freedom is not free, fairness is not fair. So maybe capitalism isn't the best, but it works. Exactly, it works. Because if you want to make more money, you have to invest more money, you have to try harder, you have to come up with better ideas, better products, and you have to work more.
The harder you work, the more you get paid.
Yeah, the harder you work, the more you get paid. And the ones who don't even try, like the F students, get fired because you're not putting in an effort. You're an A student, say you're an A student. Is it your fault this guy got an F?
No.
You're a company that makes great chocolate bar. Is it your fault this guy puts rotten chocolate and rotten milk?
Yes, my fault.
Is it your fault? No. You cannot reward crap by giving them equal money. You cannot reward failure by passing them. And you cannot punish excellence and greatness by stealing from them.
Yep.
Make sense?
Yep.
So, unfortunately, like we talked about in the beginning, most colleges teach that Karl Marx's idea of economic fairness and economic equality is good and right, but it's just a failure. Every country it's been tried in has failed and has been destroyed. Cuba, Venezuela, Soviet Union, North Korea.
Soviet Union, Russia.
Every country it's been tried in has failed, absolutely failed. Okay, and you can see why. You cannot reward failure and incompetence. And you cannot reward, laziness. Okay, any questions about that?
No.
Do you get that, Yana, too? Do you get all that? Okay. That's an important philosopher to know and to remember because a lot of the schools will talk about them. And you guys will run into a lot of college students that will say, oh, no, we got to go to socialism, Marxism. You're going to be like, oh, my God. Then you can just pull out a pen and say, let me give you an example. What if everybody got, 25 students, A, B, C, D, E? A, B, C, D, E, F, or A, B, C, D, F?
A, B, C, D, E.
Like we talked about. You can argue with the college students saying, is it fair to give them all C's? And they would argue, yes, it is. Then you can argue with them, what is the incentive on the next test for the other? Do you think the people who got the A's are going to continue to try over and over in an effort to hold up the failures? No, they're eventually going to quit. And that's what happens in society. The business owners quit, the workers quit, the people who are smart and excellent quit, everybody on top quits. And then everybody suffers in the end. Anyways, to add to this, there is one more big problem with Marxism, which is also socialism and communism. And that is when it gets to the point where the A's and the B's or the good people have given up, all of a sudden the people turn to violence to get their way. They steal, they loot, they rob, they beat up people, they cause fires, they cause trouble. And who do you think the ones are that are causing the trouble? Who's causing the violence when the violence happens in Karl Marx's ideas? It's the F students. It's the ones that don't try. Why do you think they cause the violence and the trouble?
Because they aren't being carried throughout.
Yeah, they're not getting carried anymore. They're so used to getting everything given to them by the top people. They're so used to doing nothing for free, getting everything for free. Free food, free rent, free electricity, free everything. They're so used to getting everything for free that when the top give up and there's no more people putting in an effort to give them free stuff, they turn to violence because they feel so entitled. Like, I'm entitled to get free stuff. I have to get free stuff for life. I don't care where it comes from, even if it means I have to kill my neighbor or beat my neighbor up to steal it, to get it. So the end result of communism, socialism, Marxism is the failures, the ones that try the least, turn to violence to take what they feel is entitled to them because they never worked for it in the first place. Does that make sense? So that's what you see kind of going on now with all these people. You know, when something happens, they go around, burn buildings, loot, rob stores, hurt people, because they're so used to getting everything for free that when it starts to get reduced or they don't get enough free, they turn to violence and they just take what they feel is theirs. So that's the ultimate end goal of socialism, communism, and Marxism is violence. Because whenever you try to make an equal system where everyone is equal, the ones that work hard always eventually will give up because they don't feel the need to try so hard. And the ones on the bottom will run out of free stuff and feel entitled and just take it. Make sense?
Mhm.
That's the part.